Hello everyone. Sarah here. Thank you so much for joining me. This is the first Spellbinders for 2022. It is a little bit late, but I think everything has just been slowed down. I still have not received my December 2021 kit. It seemed to have been lost, but I think everyone had that problem. However, I do not know if I'll receive it because even though I communicated with Spellbinders on numerous occasions about how the address had changed because I moved in the process, and they said that it was correct in their system. Needless to say, it was sent out last week to the wrong address. So hopefully the person who lives there is honest and will return it to me, or it might get sent back to Spellbinders. I'm not sure what will happen. So hopefully I do get it. It was the last one for the year and I was excited to get it, but I wanted to try something a little different. I don't normally show what's in a box, but because it's been so long since I did a Spellbinders that I just got too excited and I just want to do it. So there are a lot of unboxings already. This is nothing new. The only difference is the person displaying it and talking about it. So if you enjoy listening to me ramble and get excited about paper, thank you for joining me. If not, that is totally fine. I will be creating cards shortly, and then hopefully a video will be coming. Not too late. I'm already refreshing my browser every hour to see if Spellbinders releases to February. I'm really excited to see what's in that. To be honest, I don't remember what's in this January one. So let's open this up. I don't think I know that they were giving out a bonus for December's being so late, but it's probably in December's, not January's. So we'll have to see. Like I said, I hope I get my December kit. I'd be kind of disappointed. Okay, so of course, let me just move those away, make it a little bit more exciting. You do get your 10 card bases and 10 envelopes. You get a bag of white sequins. I actually just found my red sequence from a different kit, so maybe I could do something Valentine-y with these two. Nice red and white. Valentine is definitely on my brain all month. You get some really neat... oh, these are really cool. A little bit bent, but that's okay. Glitter banners with these little sentiments with bows on them, like string bows. Like, there's no way I would be able to do that myself with these fingers. So that's really cool. I hope I use these. These are really fun looking. Okay, what else do we got? We get the... Oh, I see some looseness. They changed the color of this. It used to be yellow. Is it a little bit thinner? No, it's the same size. So something different, color-wise anyways. You get the stamp. This looks like it's going to be a Valentine-themed stamp. That's perfect. Let's see if I can create my cards before February 14th. Yeah, let's see if I can do that. I'm not a big fan of the stamp sets. I find them really squishy. If you love them, that's awesome. I need to learn. I need you to tell me how to use them because they smudge on me. That being said, I love the pattern paper so much. I rarely use the stamp just because of that. And the die set. Of course, you get your double-sided tape. Okay. I have some spillage here. I think there's a hole in my, my die cuts. You get the chipboard. Classic Spellbinders chipboard style with the gold accents. Beautiful sentiments, smooches. Love them. Love these. You just have to remember to add glue to them because they do fall off. Okay. Oh, I forgot there's paper. Oh, like I said, it's been so long since I've had these card kits. So it does come with the paper. There's the gold. I'm going to move this to the side here so it doesn't block. So there's the gold, which I don't waste a single piece. White, looks like black, 2 shades of pink, yellow, red, green, and blue. The blue always goes. I always use the blue, black, and white. Those will always be used up. Other colors, not so much. Then you get, these look like foam stickers. That's different, I think. Normally they're chip or yeah, just different. I don't know how else to say it. But we got a bunch of little different things. I'm not sure what half these things are, but there's a heart, maybe a leaf or a feather. And then you have some sentiments, forever, love. I'm not a huge fan of these just because my eye really can't read these. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because it's glitter and there's no holes and anything. Maybe if I take them out, there's holes in them, and that would help. But the filled in L's and stuff, it really makes it hard for me to read it. I don't know if that's a disability on my side, but it definitely makes it hard for me. Pattern paper. I'll go through this really quickly. Truly, madly, deeply. Spellbinders paper. And we've got some flowers, gold accents on some of these pages. Nice hearts, florals, backgrounds, music. That's fun. Letter envelopes. I got the basics. This one's interesting. I don't, unless there's some die cuts, I don't see anything that matches the faces, but that is cool. Look at that. That reminds me of those really fancy papers you can buy in huge sheets in paper stores. They're really thick. They look kind of like that. I always want to buy them, but I never know what to do with them. Simple XOs. I love the dots. I love my simple sheets because they're useful in so many ways. Dogs. Gotta love dogs. Stars. There we go. That would have been good with, was it August? The celestial, and it repeats. That one that had the moon die and everything. That paper would have been nice. Of course, like I said, I have some spillage, so I got some sneak peeks of the die shapes here. I'm not going to go through all this. So I'm going to take them out just because I'm going to be spreading them out after this video so that I have them all ready. But I'm not going to show them one by one. That's way too long. There are people who are designers who do this for us, so you don't need to see me go through them all. But what I'm kind of looking for is sentiments. I want to know if there's people's heads like like that pattern paper, and animals, because I didn't see. Oh, there's a dog. Okay, so we got some dogs. I'm making a mess, but that's okay. I'm right on the edge of my mat. I'm trying to go really fast so not to make a really long video like all my videos seem to be. I try hard, but you know what? I just love making videos so much, and I do add bread or the chapters so you can skip through and just see what you want to look at. I do know my videos are very long and it's a dedication to watch them. So, but I tried splitting them up. I just didn't enjoy it. It's too much for me. Yeah, I don't see any people's heads. So honestly, I'll have to dig deeper. Oh, those. Look how cool that is. That's really pretty. I love that. I don't know why. So I'll have to see what matches. Where is this? People's heads. There. I don't know what matches that. So it's going to be interesting. Okay, and the last thing is the die set. And I'm going to turn off the camera and I'll be right back to show you this all cut up for us. Okay, so I've cut every piece out and I've done different things. One thing I will say is that this is going to be a very tedious task of putting this together. And if that's not something that you like to do, I wouldn't even try it. I tested it out by making this look really nice, and I was on the brink of giving up. It's still a little bit wonky, but yes, it's going to be very tricky because there's a lot of small little pieces. And so you can use your drill picker. Mine's old, so mine doesn't work that well. You can use your hands if you have nice, small, dainty fingers. But let's just go through what I've done here. So pretty much everything you cut out, you get a lot of little letters. You could either throw these out or keep them to do something like this. What I tried to do was place it here, stick them in, and then lift it up. And that was a lot of work. It didn't work very well. If you can do it, that's awesome, but it's almost better just to manipulate them yourselves. In the least, I would keep the hearts, especially the gold ones. I wouldn't throw any hearts away because they are so valuable in the sense that they can perfect embellishments, especially if you were to add glossy accents to it. So I never throw hearts away unless it's an accident. The other thing I never throw away, except which I did, is the centers of circles, because I use my circles in all my cards, usually as embellishments. Okay, so what we have here is these are all the pieces here for the banners. And you have different examples. So this, if we were to take these apart, the bigger one cuts out the outside and adds the dots. Then you have the skinny outline, and that's what cuts out the smaller piece. Okay, and then you have two plates that will only cut out the letters. So you can do something like this, where I've used the plate and the big banner, and I didn't use the cutout, so it embosses it as well as it cuts out the letters in the frame. Okay, or you can use this and just cut out, and that's how you get these two pieces. So it's fairly simple, lots of little things you can do. Then this one is this gold here. This is pretty much if you want to cover the top up. It doesn't have to be, but that's what the picture instructions say. But you can use that as anything. It's embossed in the center, so it actually has a pretty cool engraving, and that looks especially sharp in the gold. So what I would recommend is two things. If you do not like to work with finicky little things, which either you can or you can't. If you have patience or you don't have patience, that's it. You can do two things. If you don't have patience, what I would recommend is cutting the frame, taking the small piece, and just overlaying it. Okay? That's what I would recommend. You can easily, if you didn't want the frame to be the same, is you could cut out the center of one of these, okay? And then that would place it on top of this so that you actually have the pink, and then you fill it up like that. This also works, but the reason I wouldn't do this, I mean, this looks really cool, is if you don't line it up correctly, you'll see the pink inside. That's all. But you can do this as well. This works. So then you have your gold and then the pink on the outside. So that works. Otherwise, so that's easy. That's quick. You cannot do this without patience. And so what I would do is either glue this down to here first, or do what I did and use some double-sided tape. And then my Joe Picker's not working. But these hearts can go anywhere. These hearts are interchangeable. See? And you just stick that in there. And that's it. Yeah, that's it. It's tedious. It is tedious. Okay, so I've done them both together. So here it is. Here is the double-sided tape. I've just taped it back on, and you can see that everything is nice and flush. Oh, got some glitching going on there. Everything is nice and flush. And then I've also glued this one together, and this is where you can kind of see that it is layered. Nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. It has a different style. But to me, when things are flush, it just looks a little bit more polished. But I say that in the most biased way because I like doing it. There is nothing wrong with this at all. This is absolutely beautiful. It is not unfinished. It is not unpolished. It's just different. So don't think one is better than the other. If one's better than the other, it's only because that's what you like. Let's put it that way. One thing that was surprisingly cool is this didn't cut all the way through, or at least I didn't punch them all out. And so when I added that, let's see if I can focus in here. When I added the layer, it created those little bubbles in there. That was kind of cool. But only in the top. So if I were to do that again, I'd probably leave a few of them in there because they stick pretty well. And then it just has that really cool effect. So really turned out well. So even though I said it was unpolished, I take that back. It just, to just reiterate, I like the when everything is flush. That's all. Okay, so the last step would have been is, do you want a hole or do you not want a hole? And if you don't, then you can add this little guy. Or you just need some glue. Actually, I find that with the gold, it kind of makes a cave. So you kind of need a little extra glue in there. And then you just stick that on top. And there is a lot of holes, so you will get glue seeping through, which is why I don't want to do it on my black sheet. And there you go. So that's that. So that's the first one. This is 2 ways you can create with these dies. And then, of course, the next thing you have is the flowers. This is really cool. You have little leaves here. You have 2 layers, so I cut them in 2 colors. But what they did, I'm not going to glue these together. I'm just going to show you. What they did was they had them kind of like this. I thought this was absolutely adorable. And I would only make one little minor addition. Okay, so what I've done, so what I meant is a little bit of white, and I guess I'll show you. I'll try to do this really easily. Sometimes my ideas don't pan out, so let's see what happens here. So long for a short video. I'm just going to move this aside. So on my glass mat, I'm just going to add a little bit of glue here on each piece. I like this. This, Simon says, for small embellishment type things because it's not overly runny. Actually, it's not runny at all. So I'm going to try this. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to stick just the tips on top. I don't want the stems. I just think this might be a little bit easier than trying to cut the pieces off them individually. Okay. And then we'll start with the first one. Might have to break this up like that. Then we'll do this. Oh, my hands are a little bit dirty, so that's not good for white. I'll cut the next one. Just make sure you don't cut that green layer. And then the last one. Nope, keeps getting stuck. Like that. Okay. Of course, if you're on your camera, if you're not on camera, it's a little bit easier. So then it just creates a little bit, because it's Valentine, I thought this was kind of cute. Okay, so then what I'll do is I'll take these 3 red hearts, I'll add some more glue here. We want it on top because we're going to put these behind the stem. Okay, so we'll start with the big one first. Let's do that one first. We'll just do that. And then we'll do that. And then we'll do that. And then we'll just maneuver them before they dry. I'm trying to make it as quick as possible, so it's a little off. This is where it comes back to being finicky, right? So if you have the patience, then this is nothing. This is just playing. But you definitely want to... There you go. So that just creates a little bit different. It'll dry clear. Let's see if I can get that up closer for you without wrecking it. Oh. There we go. There we go. So it just adds a little bit more. You didn't have to do it the way I did it, but however you do it. Now this one's a little crooked over here. But there we go. And then the last thing they give you are the little flowers. Spellbinders always has flowers in their dies, and these are no different than any others. You come with 2 sizes of centers and 2 sizes of flowers. You can put the big one on top of this big one. You can put a small flower. Come on. Small flower on top of the big one. You don't have to have it centered. And then you can put another one like that. So you can have many, many different combinations of how you want your flowers to look. I just used red and white because I was using the red and white there. But you can use any color you want. So that is it. This is a really cool, fun little thing to play with. Banners, hearts, letters, and there's lots of little things you can play with. There's even little leaves here. I forgot to tell you. They're really dainty. I don't think I'll be using them unless I'm using with this die. I like big for my collaging. I like bigger leaves. But these are nice little embellishments. Of course, like I said, you can add glossy accents to color those. And I can show you. I can show you an example of what it would look like on this cardstock. So I have a bunch of scrap paper. I was playing with it. And let me just move this along. I don't need those letters. So I created these with a bunch of scraps paper, and I just cut a bunch of circles out and added glossy accents. I did it at nighttime and then let them dry overnight. And then when I came back, I took them off. But that's kind of what they will look like when you add glossy accents to these things. So just imagine these circles being the flower shape. So that's what you get. A lot of fun. Making a mess, but that's okay. I'm thinking about making, you can use these as embellishments, or you can put them in a shaker card maybe. I don't know. But anyways, that's what that would look like. And so that could be really fun looking as well. So that's it. I can't wait to start playing with this card kit. It's been too long since my last Spellbinders card kit to play with, so I am very eager to get into this. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you look forward to my video, and if not, at least I hope that you have a lot of fun with your kit, and I'd love to see what you guys have created. Always feel free to link to your videos or your Pinterest or your Instagram and let me see what you've created. I'd love to see it. So until next time, have a wonderful day and take care. Bye.